just joining onto this video and you can't watch the full thing, I will be uploading it onto YouTube hopefully later on today, so you can catch the full workout. Okay, so let's start with a good warm up. Okay, we're going to start in a lunge position with some rotation. Okay, so we're going to get into split stance position. We're going to start by rotating down in towards this hip, so we're kind of like spiraling into the hip. Okay, and then as we push through the front foot, we're just going to spiral out into a little bit of rotation here. Okay, and then let's just do that again. Spiral in, load into that hip. Okay, this back knee should be just off the floor, and then we're just going to load back out. Okay, let's do that again. Load in, nice and stable. You might feel a little bit unbalanced to begin with, that's fine. Rotate out, and again, just loading them hips. Push out and rotate. Let's do one more that side. Lunge down, load, and drive out. Okay, let's swap sides. So into that front leg, you should be onto the toe of the back leg. Just rotate and load into that hip and drive out. Good. Nice and balanced, load in. So you're really rotating the pelvis through this right hip, and then back out we go. Make sure you're using that ground, pushing away. Load down and up. Okay, let's do two more that side. Load in and back up. Once more. Load in and back up. Okay, we are going to do another kind of lunge variation later, so that's a good warm up for that. What we're going to do now is a Spider-Man rotation, so I think we did something similar last week. So you're going to step forward, okay, so just step forward again into this lunge position, then we're just going to drop down to the bottom of the lunge. Try and keep the back knee just off the floor, okay, and you can just support yourself on the floor. What I'm going to do now is I'm just pushing that knee away, so you feel that opening up of the hips, okay, but try and keep your foot nice and flat from it. Okay, then what we're going to do, whichever leg is forward, we're going to rotate into that leg, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then bring that hand back down to the floor, outside of the leg, and rotate the opposite way. Reaching nice and tall, and then bring that hand back down, and then this time you're just going to push away from that front leg, just feel that nice stretch just through the front of the leg. Don't force it, you just move within your kind of limits. Nice and steady, drop down, and then we're just going to push back up and compete on the opposite side. So step forward, lunge down, back knee's just off the floor. Push out that knee, kind of open up that hip, feel that nice stretch. And then just rotate up towards the ceiling, reaching nice and tall, rotating through the spine. Really reaching tall, okay, open up that chest. Hand back down, swap sides, rotate tall. Good, hand back down, push away. Feel that stretch, back of the hamstring. Good, soften, and go again. Let's do one more each side. Step forward, lunge down. Open up that hip, feel that nice stretch inside the hips. Get moving slowly, reaching tall. Hand back down and rotate opposite side. Don't really feel a little bit wobbly. Kind of engage these bigger muscles, just keep it nice and stable. Hand down, just pushing away. Feel that stretch. And soften once more on that other leg. Okay, drop down, open up that hip, rotate, reaching tall, open up that chest, hand back down, swap sides. Feel that lovely opening up into the back of the shoulders, push away with this leg, feel that stretch, keep the hips high, soften, and back we come, okay. So just remember with any of these exercises, don't force it if it doesn't feel comfortable, don't push it. Okay, warming up now. So next what we're going to do is inchworm into a downward dog position. Okay, so make sure you've got enough room in front of you. You're going to hinge at the hips, so drive the hips backwards, knees soft, and then just bend the knees as you come down to the floor. Walk the hands out into this kind of tall plank position. And then from here, we're going to drive the hips backwards, pull the chest through the shoulders towards the knees, and feel that nice stretch through the back of the shoulders. Feel like you're pushing away from the floor. Really good for posture there. Feel that nice stretch, and then we're just going to keep the legs nice and straight and walk them feet towards the hands. Back up we go, and then swap around. So again, hinge at your hips, drive the hips backwards, try and keep this back nice and flat. Soften at the knee, walk the hands out. Tall plank position. And then again from here, drive them hips backwards, hips high, Pushing through the floor, feel that stretch through the shoulders. Walk them toes in, keep the legs straight. Good. And again, once more, hinge at the hips. Walk the hands out. Low back position, drive the hips high. Push through the floor. If you drive the heels down to the ground as well, you should feel a nice stretch through the calves and the hamstrings. Good, walk them toes in. Okay, let's just do one more. Okay, hinge at the hips. Feel that stretch, drop down, walk out. Nice and strong position through the shoulders, drive the hip. Pushing away. Good, and then walk them toes in. Back up we come, good stuff. Okay, so hopefully we should all be warming up nicely now. So we've got one more exercise before we move on to a little bit of core. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a deep squat. Now what I would say is if you struggle to squat and your weight goes into your heels and you go into your toes, what I would do is I would get something just to pop underneath your heels. So it could be a cushion, it could be a little book, anything just to kind of elevate your heels a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit down into a deep squat, okay, whether your heels are elevated or not. Try and get as deep as you can, okay. If you are on your toes, elevate them heels. Drive the knees out and just try and get comfortable in that position. The weight's into my heels, okay? And then from there, what we're going to do is we're just going to reach up towards the ceiling with one hand. So reaching nice and tall. Open up the back and the chest and the shoulders. If you're on here, don't worry. Again, just move within your limits. Don't force anything. Back down into that hip deep squat. Reaching tall. And back down. Good. Try and get a little bit deeper, get comfortable in that position, reaching tall. Breathe. Back down. Good. And again, keep it going. Reaching tall. Feel that nice stretch through the back and the shoulders. If your legs are burning, apologies. You can stay there for a little bit longer, do so. We're going to go again once more, up towards the left, reaching tall. Open up that back. Really start deep into them hips. Good, and then once more to the right. Keep it going. Reaching tall, good, okay. So we're going to put both hands up now, up towards the ceiling, really pulling them shoulder blades back, and then stand up for me, okay. I feel that a little bit in them quads. Okay, so we should be feeling nice and warm now. I'm going to take you through some more core-based exercises. So this first one, we're going to start by lying down on the floor. So you want to make sure that you can fully lie down on the floor. You've got enough space, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring both legs up towards the ceiling. And the really important part here is that we keep this back nice and neutral and flat, okay? So if you do develop a little bit of an arch from the lower back, okay? I want you to feel like you're pulling the belly button down towards the floor, okay? So really good core exercise, but I really need you to be able to stabilise that lower back, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to reach up with both hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to keep one leg as straight as possible, okay? And the opposite leg, we're just going to lower nice and steady. Okay, so you need to keep this back flat all the way through. Go as low as you can without touching the floor. Okay, if you feel the back's arching, just stop before you get to that position, okay? I don't want you to lose this position here. And back up we come. Okay, we're going to do one leg at a time. So lower that leg, breathe, control, keep this leg as straight as you can, and back up, good. Big deep breath in, breathe. Little hold at the bottom, good, keep pulling that belly button into the floor. Exhale. Hold that position just off the floor. Don't worry if you've got a little bit of a wobble on, it means you're working, that's good. Breathe. Control at the bottom. And back up, good. We're going to do 3 more. Exhale. Control. Back up, 2 more. Good, you're probably feeling it now. Working them hips, working the core. Hold that position, keep that back flat. If you're starting to fatigue and you can't go as low, that's absolutely fine as long as you're keeping this nice and neutral. Once more. Exhale. Hold. And back up. Good stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do, give you a second. just going to swap legs, okay? So bring both legs back up. Back's nice and flat, draw that belly button in towards the floor. Big deep breath in and exhale as we just lower that leg. Little pause. And back up. Good, keep it going. Exhale. Nice and control, keeping this as stable as possible. Little pause, might be feeling it burning now. Exhale. Hold. Good, keep it going. We're going to do 5 more. Exhale. Back up. Good, don't worry how low the leg goes, just control that position. Keep going. Exhale. Good, 3 to go. Exhale. Little pause at the bottom. Maintain this position, don't let that back arch. 2 more. Exhale. Good, feel that burn. 1 more. Exhale. And relax, good stuff. Okay, so just going to get a nice stretch. Some of you might be feeling it a little bit into the front of the hips, okay? So if you just bring your heels up towards your bottom, just place your hands onto the floor, just a little squeeze of your bottom, just going to drive your hips up and just stretch that out a little bit. So if you tighten up a little bit here, squeeze that bottom, hold that for a couple of seconds, hold that position, breathe, just feel it just ease a little bit. And relax back down, good stuff. So it's a little bit of a killer, that one, but as you can feel, it really does work, okay? It's really important that we've got lots of stability around the lower back, okay? Especially if you struggle with lower back pain when you play golf, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn onto our front and we're going to do a plank variation. So you've probably all done a plank before, but we're only going to do this plank for 10 seconds, okay? So what I want you to do with this plank is I want you to try and create as much tension as you can through your trunk, okay? So when you're in the plank position, onto all fours, I want you to feel like you're driving the elbows towards your feet, but without them actually moving, okay? That will, like I said, create loads of tension. Just make sure in the plank position that we don't have an excessive arch, so we don't want this kind of position here. Again, that should put pressure through the lower back. And again, we don't want the hips too high. I would prefer that to that if you find it difficult. Okay, but try and just maintain a neutral position if you can. Just slightly tuck the pelvis under and you should feel the abdominals working. So we're on our fours, okay, on our forearms. Dig your toes in, up into this plank position. Okay, tuck that pelvis under, nice neutral position. Now in this position, I want to drive your elbows towards your toes. And you should feel all that tension. Breathe. Just going to hold for about 10-15 seconds. 3, 2, and 1, and back down. Good, that's how the plank should feel. Okay, we're going to do a couple more of them. Okay, so again, onto your toes. Drive your hips up. And again, pull. Hard as you can. Drive the elbows towards your toes. Feel that tension. Maintain that pelvic position. 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. Okay. Ooh, you feel that? We're going to do 1 more. 1 second. Okay, make sure your position's good, nice and neutral. Okay, let's do 1 more. We're going to drive the elbows as hard as you can. Tuck the pelvis under, big deep breath in, let's go. Drive. Breathe. How do you drive? The more you can feel it. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Well done, guys. Okay, so you should definitely be feeling warm now, because I know I am. Okay, so what I wanted to do today is give you a few kind of strength exercises, okay, that you can do at home. So obviously, it really depends kind of what your kind of history is with strength exercises. So if you do a lot in the gym, you lift a lot of weights, you might not get a massive amount from these. But again, if you're looking for something to do where you can't go in the gym, then some of these exercises are pretty good. So we're going to get our chair out, our bench. We're just going to elevate our feet. So we're going to do kind of like a bridge, but with our feet elevated. Again, I really like to work the glutes a lot. Biggest muscle in the body, really important in the golf swing, so we want them nice and strong, okay? So what we're going to do is pop our feet onto the bench and just bring your bottom a little bit closer, so we want quite a bit of bend okay, through the knees, okay? Again, we're going to start with a nice flat back, nice neutral posture. Okay, you can bring the hands up towards the ceiling, but if you prefer to keep them on the floor, that's absolutely fine. We want to be looking here for really nice kind of like the neutral pelvis, so try not to kind of sway side to side, okay? So leg and hip width apart, back's nice and flat, just pull that belly button a bit down towards the floor. Get your hands into position, and then we're just going to drive the hips up as high as you can. Dig the heels into your chair, and squeeze your bum hard as you can. Good. And then we're going to lower down. So we're going to hold it for a few seconds. As you lower down, try not to just arch through the back and let it drop. Try and control that pelvic position so as you hit the floor, your back's nice and flat. Okay, and again, drive up, squeeze your glutes hard as you can. Squeeze them. Good, and back down. Try and keep that pelvis as stable as you can. Exhale, drive, squeeze. Good, and lower down. Might feel a little bit in your hamstrings as well, but really squeeze your bottom. Drive, squeeze it out. And back down. And again, squeeze and drive. Hold that position. And back down. Good. Keep it going. We're going to do 12 of these. Lots of repetitions. Squeeze it out. Hold that position. And back down we go. Good. Try and get as much height as you can for me. Just using them glutes. Shouldn't be feeling it in the back, okay? If you feel it in the back, just feel like you're just tilting that pelvis under a little bit. Engage the abdominals. And back down we come. Go, keep it going. Exhale, drive them hips up, squeeze it out. Squeeze that bottom. And back down. 5 to go. Exhale. Squeeze. Keep the legs nice and neutral. Back down we go. Right, starting to feel it now. Good. Keep it going. Squeeze. There we come. 3 to go. Squeeze. Good. Last 2. Back flat. Drive up. Squeeze it out. Once more. Exhale. Squeeze. And back down. Good stuff. So you're probably going to get a little bit there in the hamstrings, into the glutes. Okay, as long as you're working the back of the legs, that's all we want. So we'll just give the legs a little bit of a rest. Hopefully we've got time to do another set of them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you like a push-up regression. So a lot of people struggle with push-ups, okay? Probably a lot of you out there who don't, but some people do. And I see a lot of kind of people doing push-ups like this, which you're kind of not going to get anywhere with them. So what I'm going to do is show you an elevated push-up, okay? So you can do this on a bench, or if that feels a little bit too tough, you can go a little bit higher. So the higher you go with your hands, the easier it is. So you kind of pick where you need to start. And then obviously the lower you get, the stronger you're getting, okay? So I'm going to use this bench. So the whole point of the push-up is not just working the upper body, we're also working the whole body together, so the core needs to be engaged as well, okay? So that's why it's one of the best exercises that you can do. So we're looking for a nice straight body. Okay, so this is a nice plank position, yeah, we're nice and stable through the core. And what we're going to do is just going to lower the body down towards the bench and then push up. You see, it's just moving in one straight line. I'm not dipping through the hips, I'm not leaning with the head, everything's moving together. So think about your sternum and your belly button, move it down together and then push up. Okay, so get your hands onto your bench. If you need to go higher, okay? Ideally with your chest to get as low as you can and then push up. Okay, off we go. Lower down and push. Good. Keep this connection, keep the core engaged and push. Good. Use your breath. Lower and push. Good. Keep it going. Try and get as low as you can. Lower and push. Good. Keep it going. 4 more. Lower. Breathe it out as you push. Good. 3 more. Push. Last 2. Push. Good. Once more. Lower. And push. Good stuff. So just another tip there on your shoulders. Try not to go too wide. Okay. Kind of a good kind of 45-degree angle is kind of what you're looking for there, okay? So let's say pick which height, you might not have the height today, but kind of work with different heights. Make sure you can get full lowering, full movement through your shoulders, and then progressively lower that, okay? So we're going to do another leg exercise, and then hopefully we'll have time just to run through them 3 again. So this time we're going to use the bench just to elevate our back foot. We're going to do like a static lunge, but with the back leg elevated. So this is a toughie, because it really challenges your stability. So that's one of the reasons that I like this, okay? Because we're working lots of different muscles, okay? So we're just going to start by elevating our back foot. Okay, so try and get as comfortable as you can. It might take you a few goes before you want to fall over. And then all we're going to do, just using this front leg, is just drop down as low as you can, and then push back up. Okay, so just working that front leg. Lower down, and then push back up, okay. Try not to go too far forward. You want to feel as if you're kind of loading that glute. Lower down, and push back up. Good. So today we're obviously doing it with body weight. If you want to load it up, you can grab a couple of bottles of water, a rucksack. If you've got weights or dumbbells at home, you can pop them into your hand. But you might find just this on its own is challenging enough, okay? Again, we're getting increasing that lower body strength, which is really important to generate power in your golf swing. And get that ball going further. Drive up. Good, 2 more. Drive up. Once more. And drive up. Good stuff. Another good thing about this is we always have one weaker leg. So swap legs, okay? Get nice and stable, get as comfortable as you can. You don't want to be too close to the bench or too far away. Okay, so let's drop down and push. Breathe in as you come down. Out as you come to the top of the push. Keep it going. Try and come up with some speed. Slowly down, control. Drive without falling over. Down. And push. Keep it going. Push. Good. 3 more. And push. Last 2. Push. Once more. And push. So really drive your foot through that floor. Okay. So, have a second, we're going to go through them exercises again, starting with your feet elevated bridges, okay? So if you want to grab a drink, grab a drink. So what I would say with this is, if you feel it a little bit too much in your hamstrings, just bring your bottom a little bit closer towards the bench, okay? Just to make sure that you're hitting the glutes. So, bent knees, back nice and flat, reaching up towards the ceiling, tilt that pelvis under, squeeze your bottom, hold for about 3 seconds, and back down. And again, squeeze it out, and back down. Keep that pelvis nice and stable. Squeeze, and down. Keep it going. Squeeze, hard as you can. Drive the hips up towards the ceiling. Squeeze it out. Breathe it out as you push up. Hold. Good. 6 to go. Exhale. Squeeze. And squeeze. Good. 4 to go, guys. You're doing really well. Drive them hips. Squeeze. Back down. Squeeze. Last 2. Good, once more. Exhale and drive. Squeeze. And back down. Well done, guys. Okay, so we're going to go into them assisted push-ups. So elevate your hands as far as high as you need to. Okay. So remember, we're moving that body down like a plank. Think about your sternum and your belly button moving together. Okay. Up we go. Tuck that pelvis under. Feel them abdominals engaged. Off we go. Lower down and push it out. Lower down. Push it out. Keep it going. Lower down and push. Try and come up with speed. Good. 4 to go. Keep it going, guys. Good. Last 3. Good. Good, keep this connected, don't drop with the hip, don't lead with the head. Good, 2 to go. Good, last one. And push it out, well done, okay. Single leg squats, okay. If you are struggling with the one where you elevate your foot and you're feeling that you're quite unbalanced, what you can do is you can just do it on the floor in this position here and just drop down, okay. So that's just a little modification if you need that. If not, we're going to elevate the back foot, get your balance nice and stable, load into that leg, drive up. Yeah, try and really push through that ground. Good. Really important we use the ground in the golf swing. A lot of people struggle to do that. But the more we use that ground, the further we see that ball go. Good, drive. Good, keep it going. Lower and drive. 2 to go. Lower and drive. Last one. Lower and drive. Swap sides. Elevate that back foot. Okay, drop down and push. Good, feel it in that glute. And push. Good, try not to collapse with your upper body. Yeah, a little forward lean's good. Not too tall so that you don't see it arching into your back. Okay, try and keep that nice and neutral. And drive, keep it going. And push. Good, 4 to go. Good, last 2. Once more. And push. Well done, guys. Okay, so we're just going to finish with a little stretch, okay? We've done quite a little bit of work through the glutes, so we're going to finish off with a pigeon stretch. So what we're going to do is you're just going to bring one leg in front, okay? So try and get the knee and hip aligned, and then walk that back leg out as far as you can. So you're kind of sitting into that hip, okay? So we're just going to start nice and tall. Just like push away from the floor, just feel that stretch through the hip. Okay, don't force it, just move as far as you feel comfortable. What I would say is if you have any questions about any today's exercises or any alternatives, if you just drop me a private message, I'll be more than happy to come back to you. And also, if you have enjoyed the session today and you like the stuff that we're doing, if you could just give me a little like or a wave or something, it just gives me a little bit of feedback, and that's fantastic as well. Right, we're just going to walk down into this stretch, so onto your forearms now. We're just trying to sit a little bit deeper into that hip, okay? So my hip is down into the floor, okay? Obviously, I don't expect you to get there, but just get as low as you can. Sit into that hip. And back up we come, okay? So dig that back toe in, swap legs. Okay, so hip and knee in line. Try and walk that leg out as far as you can. Just try and get that hip as low as you can. Sit tall. Just push away. Feel that stretch. Just breathe through it. Okay, down towards the floor, onto your forearms. Sit into it. Get a little bit deeper if you can. Stretching out them hips. Up we come, dig the toe in, and up we come. Alright guys, so that's it for this morning. Thanks again for joining me. I will be back again on Friday morning, probably with some different exercises, and at the later time of 9 AM. Okay, but enjoy your day. Like I say, any questions, just give me a shout.